Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to Tree Loves to Resale. You can follow me on Instagram at Tree Loves to the number 2 Resale, or come on back to this channel. I have been doing a lot of hauls and thrifting videos in general, and I am going to start doing a little bit of kind of a different spin, kind of the behind the scenes, a little bit of what I wish I would have done differently in the beginning, some other types of content that I actually look for. And when I first started a couple years ago, things that I was interested in that I couldn't find. So I'm going to start trying to do some different types of videos. And also I will throw in some kind of thrift thrift with me type videos and haul videos too, for those of you who like to watch those. But today I'm going to actually talk about some basics, 3 things that I wish that I would have done a little bit better or at all when I first started really thinking about reselling or thrifting, so to speak, or selling online in the beginning. I have been reselling pretty much part-time for income for about 2 years now. I've always done it as a hobby, but not serious until the last few years. And I've started really doing it serious the last year. And while I was getting into this, looking back now, I wish I would have done a couple things a little different. First thing I wish I would have done was having a plan, just a general plan, like what am I going to do? Where am I going to get my stuff? How am I going to learn? How am I going to ship it? Where am I going to put it? Where am I going to buy it? Who am I going to sell it to? What social media channels I'm going to use? Just all of the basics. Because I'm finding now that I've gotten over 1,000 items listed. I'm running out of inventory room. I didn't really have a good system to start with, like a number system. And so now when I sell something that I listed, in the beginning or that I've had for a while, I have a hard time finding it. So I spend a lot of time looking for inventory. And I'm a pretty organized person, and I just didn't think about it. I didn't think about what if and like what's going to happen when I get 1,000 pieces of inventory. I didn't even think about having 1,000 pieces. So what I'm saying is when you actually start doing it for money, whether it's part-time, half-time, or full-time income, you need to sit down and just write some basic goals, a plan. How many items do you think you'll have? How many items do you want to have? Where do you think you can get your inventory? How are you going to get it? Are you going to ship daily? Are you going to ship weekly? Just a lot of what ifs and kind of a brainstorming session. I wish I would have done that because I'm finding myself doing that now. So that's the first big thing, is a general plan. The second thing, and I just wrote some notes to myself so I wouldn't forget, because I've been thinking about doing this for a while. The second thing is an inventory system. And when I say inventory system, I mean not just a system, but a plan. And a list of what I need and how much everything's going to cost. So like a budget, like a whole idea around inventory. That's probably my biggest struggle, is my inventory. Not so much buying it and where am I going to get it and shipping it, just storing it. How am I going to store it? What kind of system am I going to use for tracking? I started using the number and the letter system, meaning I label a bin. I use plastic bins, and I label a bin when I start a new bin. And then I use that bin in my listing. Well, I've seen this with a couple of full-time resellers where they use kind of a category system where they do like light or like 0 to 4, size 4 with jeans and so forth with the size and the category. Or they do like solid dresses, striped dresses, men's shirts, men's buttons ups, men's sweaters. So they know exactly which bin to go to. I wish I would have done it like that, because I spend a lot of time looking for items that should be in this bin but was put back in an incorrect bin. So I kind of wish that I would have done my inventory differently. Well, now I have over 1,000 items. I have 1,200 items, and I'm not gonna, I can't redo 1,200 items. I just don't want to do that. That to me is time wasted. So I'm kind of, in a pickle now. So now I'm trying to do it with my new jeans. I'm trying to, when new jeans come in, I have these boxes here that you see, these smaller boxes that I put my jeans in now. I'm trying to get a little bit better organized. Sorry, I had something in my mouth. I'm trying to get a little bit better organized with certain categories of items. In shoes too, I wish I would have thought about, what am I going to do with my shoes? What am I going to do with my coats? So I suggest really thinking about that and at least doing some research and planning about around what you're going to do with certain items, at least like the bigger items. So that's the second thing that I would really, really suggest. And then the third thing is just time management in general, meaning try to carve out sections of time. Like now I've gotten to where Fridays is my sourcing day, my big sourcing day. I plan on it. My family knows that that's what I'm doing on Fridays. I get up early in the morning. I treat it like I'm going to work. I spend the whole day, I have it mapped out in my head. I spend the whole day going to my normal places or wherever I'm going to go, but I know ahead of time what I'm going to do. And then I also, in the morning or the night before, I try to pull my items. So I'm getting a lot better at time management. Having a plan really will help. Carving, if you're only doing this part-time and you have a family, you have kids, you have all these other things that you have to work around, you need to have a written plan in place so you know when you're going to do certain things. I have gotten now, after 2 years, I've gotten a good routine, a good balance. And I kind of wish that I would have thought a little bit more about that in the beginning and had a little bit better balance, because I probably could have gotten a little farther, a little quicker. So just having these things in place. I actually said I was going to talk about 3 things. I'm actually going to talk about 4 things because I just thought of a big thing that I often struggle with. The other 4th thing is not really goals, but money. And when I say struggle, I mean setting up like in the beginning, sourcing is really important. Finding the best price and the best product is really important. So carving out and knowing how much you're going to spend ahead of time, setting a limit for yourself, saying this week I'm going to spend $50. I'm just making up numbers. This week I'm going to spend $50. Carve that out, set it aside, know what you're going to spend, and that will help. And so then as you get, more into it, you can start spending a little bit more and a little bit more, have a little bit more set aside. And that's how you can work your way up to full time, if that's your goal, if that's what you want to do. For me, that's more of what I want to do. But I've had to stay where I'm at because I have to get my revenue and my numbers and the whole picture up, right? So that's one of my goals, is to be able to have full-time income. We all know full-time hours. Yeah, you're going to work more than full-time hours. I work more than part-time hours now, but I consider it part-time income. I have another job that I work. So it's really important for me to take those 4 things that I mentioned, a general plan, an inventory system, time management, and more of a financial report or financial mindset into consideration, and really work on those this stage of the game, because I'm trying to ramp up from half-time income to full-time income. So that leads me into having to really source better, source more, source better items, make sure that I'm buying things that meets my return investment. That's really key. That's really important. So those are just a few things that I have been thinking a lot about, and I wish I would have thought more about them in the beginning, and probably would have gotten me a little bit farther. And not only thinking about them and brainstorming, but maybe talking to your mentor or your husband or your friend, who your confidant, whoever you bounce things off, and writing it down, coming up with an actual written plan and writing some of this down so you can be accountable. I think that had I done some of those things, I would have been a little bit better off, and I wouldn't have been so uncertain with not just making choices and decisions, but just, my plan of action. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like. I'm really working. One of my goals this year is to work on this channel, bring content to people who need it and who want it, because I have become a YouTube junkie, literally. And I love all of the information that I've gotten. And so I wanna give back. So please come back and see us. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.